All right, for my first pick in the Sunday six pack in the second overall, I'm going my 2-pointer. I'm going with let's see what it's at BetMGM, the official odds provider of the Action Hour podcast. I'm going with the Ravens -4 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. This got to -3, -125 earlier in the week, and I was like, yes, and I had to take it. Well, now it's up to 4. I still do like it. I make this line a tad under 6. Steelers do have some injury concerns. We'll see if Johnson goes. Roethlisberger, for whatever reason, didn't practice today. I'm assuming he's fine. But let's take a trip back in time to last year when the 8-0 Patriots were going to Baltimore, and the Ravens were coming off of a bye. And everyone was in love with the Patriots, and everyone was kind of saying, the Ravens. And the Ravens came out off of a bye and just absolutely steamrolled the Patriots. I think we have a similar situation here where the Steelers, they looked okay against the Titans to start, and then Ben threw 3 picks, and it was
They were who I thought they were. They were who I thought they were. I'm glad you're pointing this out. I'm glad because they're so over.
Yeah, they've played nobody all year. Their best win besides last week is the Browns.
That wasn't even a good win.
I know, but that is their best win. But that is their best win.
A -3 turnover differential. Yeah, no, this is coming from somebody that has a Super Bowl future on the Steelers. They're so overrated. This is a great call.
Yeah, I mean, look, by the way, I know it's a good Robert Tomlin spot. I will throw that out there on the road against a team that's over 500. But Harbaugh is the best coach, second most profitable coach in NFL history off of a bye. He's 9-3 against the spread. He should be 11-1 straight up. The Ravens lost a game to the Jags back in 2013. The league had to issue a formal apology for they called a penalty after the clock was out, and then the Jags kicked the field goal. So he really should be 11-1 straight up. But he's covering by like an insane amount of points per game. But the Ravens also added Ngakoue. He's a known Steeler killer. That's going to help them a lot. They just need more edge rushers, and then with their blitz and stunts, and they can bother Roethlisberger, who the Steelers offense is not playing well. The offensive line, and I've been saying it all year, is not as good. Roethlisberger might be shot. I don't know. His arm looks shot. Last week he attempted 2 passes longer than 20 yards. They both were picked. He has a 34.6% adjusted completion percentage on deep balls. That ranks 27th, just ahead of Locke and Flacco. So, look, I mean, I think that it's basically like this dink and dunk kind of passing attack, and I think the Ravens have the corners to take that away. They're going to dial up the blitz. They can be effective against the Steelers. And where I think that the Ravens could have a ton of success on the offensive side of the ball. And look, the passing offense hasn't been great. Lamar's missed some deep balls. There's been some drops. But I also think the offensive numbers are a bit skewed downward because Lamar was dealing with an injury for a couple weeks. Like against the Bengals, he basically didn't run. And then he didn't run the week before. He finally looked healthy against the Eagles, but then you have a bye. So I think that bye is going to serve him well. You can get some of the timing down on offense. And where I think that they can really exploit the Steelers on Sunday is Lamar running the ball, which then opens up the passing game. So his running for a couple games being down doesn't open up the passing over the middle. But this is where the Steelers are really going to miss Bush. Because now who you have in there is Robert Spillane. And I know he made that tackle on Derrick Henry, but now you got Vince Williams and Robert Spillane in the middle as your linebackers. And yes, the Steelers can get elite pressure, but you're going to see not only design draws for Jackson up the middle to exploit those linebackers, you're going to see him just take the ball when he's getting pressure off the edge. He's going to juke the shit out of Robert Spillane and Vince Williams all day. I hope they get Dobbins more involved for his speed too. But I think that this is where the Steelers are really going to miss Bush this game. I think the Steelers have been completely overvalued by everyone for this start, and they're undefeated. And I wasn't even that high on as everyone on the Titans. So, and look, the win was pretty lucky, and they get a field goal miss at the end. So I think this is the Steelers I have is the fourth, right now the third best team in the AFC. So I mean, they're a good team, they're a playoff team, but they're still, in my opinion, they're about 4 points worse than the Ravens on a neutral field. So take the Ravens getting a bye off of a bye, take the Ravens now at home, and you're going to get somewhere in the ballpark of 5.86, which is where I have it at. So anything of 4 or under, I'll take. These games tend to get decided by 3 or 4 points. So if you can find a 3, if you want to throw it in money line with someone you like, I wouldn't hate that. I was just dying for a 3, and I got it at minus 125. I would pay up to minus 130 for the 3 in this spot. So yeah, I like the Ravens, and look out for an Ngakoue. This is my call of the week. Ngakoue forced turnover. He's been a Steeler killer in the past.
Yeah, I completely agree. This team has been raising red flags for me for weeks now. You look at their offense, it's 23rd in early down rush success rate and 30th in early down pass success rate. Big Ben looks like this is the first time he ever picked up a football in half of his throws. He's got that like weird, quirky Phillip Rivers like motion, except Rivers is still efficient. Like he throw some picks, but I mean, the Steelers won a game last week where they had a minus. They turned it over 3 times in the second half. They get a missed field goal. They don't really look like anything special against an offense that can move the ball. Titans started slow, came out flat. Okay. But
and that Titan secondary is awful. Still didn't have a Dory Jackson. This is the Ravens secondary.
Right. Deontay Johnson gets hurt every game. He's on the injury report again, but he's also been their most effective receiver. And Juju Smith-Schuster, defense is paying more attention to him. And Big Ben's just not quite the same Big Ben. He's disguising it well. They're undefeated, but this is like probably the most overrated undefeated team I remember in some time. And that's just somebody that was extremely high in them, have a Super Bowl future on them. And I think it was the only over I took in our win total draft. So, I'm not a person that's looking for reasons to hate the Steelers, but this is a team to beware of. There is regression coming, and they are probably going to be profitable to bet against in the coming weeks. So, love the call.
The similarities to last year when the Ravens were coming off a bye against undefeated Patriots are eerie.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Ravens shut them out. I mean, that's how the Steelers offense is playing, in my opinion.